Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. Stephen R. Covey. Ever noticed how many of us rush from one task to another, barely pausing to think about whether we are truly improving? That quote by Stephen Covey highlights a critical gap in how we communicate and work, and it points directly to our productivity struggles. When we don't slow down, reflect, and deliberately learn, we end up on a hamster wheel of busyness. In this video, I'm sharing 7 books that taught me how to break that cycle. Each title has helped me become more intentional, both in how I communicate and how I handle my to-do list. If you feel like your workday is blurred together with little progress, these books can help you bring real structure and real focus to your life. Let's begin with the modern classic, Getting Things Done by David Allen. Allen's main idea is that our minds function best when they are free to focus on the task at hand, not cluttered with dozens of unfinished tasks. His solution is to create a trusted system, somewhere you can capture every idea, every deadline, and every plan so your brain doesn't have to keep track of them all. What I love most about this book is the relief that it offers. The moment you start writing everything down, you suddenly feel lighter. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter by freeing up mental space. This approach is especially relevant if you juggle multiple roles, like being a student, an employee, or a parent, because it helps you map out everything clearly and act with confidence instead of panic. Speaking of clarity, sometimes the real challenge is not just knowing what to do, but sticking to good habits long enough for them to matter. And that's where our next title comes in. Atomic Habits by James Clear is all about small changes leading to massive outcomes. Unlike books that promise overnight success, Clear emphasizes making 1% improvements consistently. It's a comforting reminder that real progress happens when you refine your habits day after day. One of the best takeaways is the 2-minute rule, which suggests that scaling down any new habit to a version that takes just a couple of minutes to complete is the way for you to implement that habit into your daily life. For instance, if you want to read more but you can't find the time, start by committing to read a single page each day. This simple shift lowers the barrier to entry, making it easier to keep going. And if you ever struggle to stick to a routine, this book provides a practical framework to stay on track without burning out. So now that we've covered capturing tasks and refining habits, let's address one of the biggest issues that people face: distraction. Even with the best habits, productivity suffers if we can't focus. In Deep Work, Newport focuses on the idea that true productivity means working in a state of uninterrupted concentration. In a world filled with social media notifications, email alerts, and never-ending pings, he argues that the ability to concentrate is a rare skill and therefore incredibly valuable. One concept that hit me hard is how multitasking can erode our capacity for meaningful work. Every time we switch tasks, our brain has to reset, wasting precious energy. Newport suggests blocking off specific times in the day when you eliminate all the distractions, turn off your notifications, close unnecessary browser tabs, and let people know that you are unavailable for that window. Even a couple of hours of deep focused work can produce more results than an entire day filled with half-focused busy work. Setting aside time for deep focus sessions is powerful, but it can still be tough to decide which task to handle first. And that leads us to our next book, which offers a straightforward method for tackling procrastination head-on. Eat That Frog is a short but impactful read that centers around one simple idea: do your most important or most unpleasant task first thing in the morning. Brian Tracy calls this the frog, the thing that you are most likely to delay. By handling it first, you free up mental space for the rest of the day. What fascinates me is how much energy you save when you stop dreading a major issue and just get it done. Whether it's writing a critical email, making a tough phone call, or working on a big presentation, tackling it early prevents you from wasting the day in avoidance. This technique can really help you if you find yourself repeatedly putting off high-priority tasks. Productivity is not just about doing things faster, it's also about choosing what really matters. And if you ever felt like you're stretched too thin, our next book addresses exactly that. Greg McKeown's Essentialism asks a powerful question: are you focusing on the right thing, or are you just busy? He believes that the key to true productivity is not doing more, but doing less with better focus. Reading this book made me realize how often we say yes out of habit, yes to every request, yes to every project until we are overwhelmed and can't give our best to anything. McKeown encourages us to question each commitment carefully and say no when something doesn't align with our core goals. It's a refreshing perspective that pushes back against the hustle culture we often see online. By cutting out the noise, you make space for work that truly aligns with your purpose, resulting in higher quality outcomes and less stress. While Essentialism makes us question our daily choices, some books take a broader look at life's principles and how they influence both work and personal growth. Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is often seen as a cornerstone of personal development. It goes beyond simple productivity hacks, emphasizing traits like proactivity, emotional maturity, and clear vision. One of its most enduring lessons is to begin with the end in mind, which encourages you to define your long-term goals before jumping into action. Another habit, put first things first, helps you see the difference between what's urgent and what's truly important. Two things that can be very, very different. Cowie's book is a reminder that productivity is not just about how fast you work, but also about making sure that you're working on the right things in life, whether that's career progress, family time, or personal well-being. Which leads us to a concept that resonates strongly in today's fast-paced world, narrowing your focus to the single most important thing at any given moment. Gary Keller and Papasan's The One Thing challenges the idea that we can balance multiple top priorities all at once. They argue that true success comes from relentless focus on what matters most at a specific time. The book's central question is, what's the one thing I can do such that everything else becomes easier or unnecessary? Has personally helped me cut through the noise when I'm overloaded. Instead of juggling 5 or 6 major tasks, you can identify the single action that moves the needle the most. It's surprisingly liberating to let go of the idea that you must do everything at once. By focusing on one crucial task, you often find that many of the smaller items take care of themselves or become irrelevant. So there you have it, 7 books that can genuinely transform how you approach work and life. Whether you need a clear system to handle all your tasks, a new perspective on habits, or a laser-focused method to tackle your biggest goals, each of these titles offers something valuable. I strongly encourage you to pick at least one book and apply its principles. If you've read any of these titles, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Which book made the biggest difference for you? And if you're new to all of them, let me know which one you're planning to start with. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who's looking to boost their productivity or looking to read the next best book of their life. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights on getting the most out of your day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.